Every time I see pictures of death, I think of my mother. Every time I see people in dread, I think of my mother. Every time I see cities destroyed by the bombs, every time I see people without their homes, every time, I think of my mother. Every time I hear about more crimes, I think of my mother. Every time I see tears and cries, I think of my mother. Every time I read stories of near escapes, every time I read stories of murders and rapes, every time, I think of my mother. And when we talk, she tells me that everything's fine. She says that we need to get rid of that swine. She tells me that Russians will clean all that grease, and that our families will live in peace. Every time I read news from Ukraine, I think of my brother. He was born in a Russian tank near the town of Azov. He believed in the lies spread by to the war. He was sent there by people who started the war. Every time, I think of my brother. And when we talk, Mother tells me that everything's fine, that the brother has died so that Russia could thrive. She tells me they'll thank us for what we have done once the Russian-Ukrainian war has been won. Every time I see pictures of death, I think of my mother. Every time I see soldiers who bled, I think of my brother. Every time I see people who cripple their lives, every time I hear people spreading their lies, I am wondering